Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Psychic medium Jennifer Hall here. Thanks for joining me. We're getting real in this video. Life isn't always rainbows and butterflies. Life isn't always these beautiful high vibrations that I always talk about and encourage you towards. It can be, it totally can be full of joy and love and rainbows and butterflies, but it's usually not. Reality is that things happen in our lives that make us feel stuck, that make us sort of feel helpless, maybe feelings of worry and anxiety and resentment and grief and overwhelmment in life, and just feeling like we don't know which way to go next. In fact, a lot of the time when we're in these places, we're just sort of stuck. And so I want to share with you one thing that you can implement in your life, whether to prevent those places that usually we kind of come back to as humans. That's sort of how it works. So to prevent it, or something that you can use, a tool when you're there, when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling a little bit low in your vibration, what can you do to come out of that?
Welcome to Spirit Speaks with psychic medium Jennifer Hall.
So very briefly, I just want to mention just a little bit of a disclaimer here. I am in no way, shape, or form a counselor or anybody that would replace professional help when it comes to feelings of depression or anxiety, anything that's crippling or chronic in your life. If you or anyone that you love or know is suffering from mental health, please seek professional help. Talk to a doctor, talk to a therapist, talk to a friend, somebody that can kind of guide you in the right direction. In this video, I am talking about when we get into those places of just feeling a little bit stuck in our lives. We're stuck in a rut, or we feel a little bit overwhelmed with everything that's going on in our lives. We just feel like we're unmotivated. We cannot get ourselves out of it when we're just sort of in that place of no matter, what that you should be doing, you just don't have the motivation to do that in order to feel better. So that's what I'm talking about in this video. We are human, and yes, it is so important to understand our vibrations. Yes, it's so incredibly important to understand that we have full control over our emotions and our feelings, and that we don't have to be reactionary people. We can control this. I have talked about this so many times. I have an online course about vibrations, how to raise your vibration, how to live that happier, healthier life that we all want. But we're human, and sometimes we go through things. Sometimes things slap us in the face and we don't know how to react to it. Sometimes the carpet is ripped out from underneath us and we're kind of left just baffled and alone and scared, and we don't know which way to go next. Sometimes we just feel stuck. Sometimes we lose people and we're kind of in this place of, I don't know which way to go next. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. And when we stay in that place for a little too long, when we don't raise our vibration quick enough, which again, we're human, sometimes we just don't do that. When that happens, our energy truly gets a little bit stuck. And I think that you guys can probably agree with me that you've been there before, that place of almost complete unmotivation that you don't even want to get unstuck, almost. Obviously, the bigger part of you does. You don't want to be in this place where you're not feeling proper in your own skin, where you're not feeling like as if you're motivated and eager for your life. Obviously, you don't want to be there, but sometimes being there is a lot easier than trying to get out of it. And I want to share with you guys something that I have implemented in my life, and that has worked tremendously for me every single time that I get into this place of stuckness. Is that a word? Stuckness, of feeling like I just don't know how to get out of this. When I have my list of what raises my vibration, I encourage you to write that if you haven't already. I've said it in other videos. Write a list of all the things that you love to do, all the things that make you feel really good, and that is your go-to list for when you feel like as if you need to raise your vibration, when you're having a crappy day, when you're feeling like a little bit overwhelmed or a little bit worried or a little bit of anxiety. Go to your list, do something that raises your vibration to make you feel better, whether it's going for a walk or painting your nails or going to a movie or going out for coffee with a friend or playing with your kids or just having a nap or whatever it looks like. Whatever you love to do, make that list. But remember that sometimes we get into these places and we stay there for just a little bit too long, that even that list feels completely out of alignment. That list feels completely out of reach. It feels like, oh my gosh, like of course I'm not going to go for a walk. Blech, like I don't feel like doing that. Or I don't even have the ability to choose what nail color to paint my nails, so I just can't even do that either. So sometimes that list is so out of reach, and I want to give you guys one tool, the one tool that works every single time to raise your vibration just a little bit. You might not, be dancing with the leprechauns after one session of doing this, but it takes some time, and remember that it took you time to get there, probably days, sometimes weeks, sometimes maybe months, to get to this place of feeling like, okay, something's got to change here because I've been down in this low vibration for a little too long for my liking. And it took you time to get there, so it's going to take you a little bit of time to get out of it. And that's okay. Be patient with yourself. Always, always, always. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself some patience and some self-love, and nurture your body a little bit, nurture your mind a little bit, and remind yourself that it's okay to be here. But do this one thing, and you will have a way out. You will have your next step forward. So what is that one thing? Let's get to it finally in this video. I apologize for drawing this out too long. It's gratitude. And I know that sounds so like, oh, really, Jen? That's what it is. So anticlimactic. You guys know that being grateful is so important to your vibration, to your well-being. But there are truly studies that have been done that show that when you practice gratitude on a daily basis, you can prevent going into these places of feeling stuck and feeling overwhelmed, and at least maybe not preventing it from happening entirely, but at least from staying there for too long. There's also studies that show that when you're there, this can be a tool to implement. People that are seeing a counselor or a therapist, again, do that if you feel like as if you need to, but this can be an incredible tool to go along with that. Expressing gratitude, finding the things in your life that you are grateful for. And it might not be the people in your life right now. It might not be this job that you have or the house that you have or don't have. It might not be the financial situation that you're in. You don't have to pretend that you're grateful for these things, but there's gotta be something that you're grateful for. There has to be something. It could be, there's this beautiful time of year right now happening, spring. And yesterday I was outside and I was just like, wow, there's magic happening everywhere in nature. And maybe that's what you're appreciative of. Looking at a tree and seeing those little itty bitty buds that, nature just knows exactly what to do and the timing is perfect. Maybe it's the birds singing in the morning when you're lying in bed, or maybe it's a nice cozy nap on an afternoon when it's raining outside and it's damp and cold and you just want to cozy up and you have the ability to do that. That could be something that you're grateful for. It could be truly anything. It might not be the things that you want to be grateful for quite yet. You don't have the things that you want quite yet that, you feel like you'll be really grateful. I'll be grateful when I get all these things. There's got to be things around you that you can find that you're grateful for. Maybe it's just for being here and experiencing all of these crazy emotions. What I recommend, the way that you express this, is to write it down. Because when we're feeling overwhelmed, when we're feeling alone, when we're feeling anxious, all of those things that kind of contribute sometimes to that feeling of being stuck, when you're feeling that, it's really difficult to just add more things to your mind. So instead of just sitting there and thinking about all the things that you're grateful for, get out your paper and pen, get out maybe a journal. Find a really nice journal around your house, or maybe go to the dollar store and pick up a really cute journal, and make it your gratitude journal and list all the things that make you feel good. Maybe you haven't experienced them right here, right now, or anytime recently, but maybe they're memories, things that you're grateful for from the past, or things that you're, looking forward to in the future. But basically, finding anything to be grateful about. As I mentioned, there are studies that show that this can be a huge improvement in your mental health. It can also prevent you, like I said, from, if you practice this on a daily basis, even when you're not stuck, this is what I really encourage you to do, is to get into a practice of this, because then you kind of create a mindfulness around it, and you can look around you. The more you're appreciative of it, it becomes a habit. So every single day you're appreciative of things, you're grateful for the things in your life, the little things. That somebody held the door for you when you went into the grocery store, or you had this great conversation with somebody at the bank. Just little tiny things that just made your heart feel good that day, or in life in general. Write them out, and you can even go back to those lists. You can write a new list every single day if you want. There's so many ways to express your gratitude, but I highly encourage that you at least write it down so that you have a visual, that you can see all the wonderful things in life, whether they're in your life right now or just in life ready for you to experience. And that is all you need to do to get out of that place, at least to raise your vibration to a point where then you can go to that list. You can go to your list of all the things that make you feel good. When you express gratitude, you'll raise your vibration just the slightest little bit or just enough so that you can go to that list and say, okay, now I feel good. Now I think I'm going to go for a walk. Or now I'm going to paint my nails. Or now I'm going to go out. I'm going to call up my friend and really kind of go out with an experience, some friendship and that kind of thing. So, gratitude. A big word, and yet the concept is so simple. And I feel like that, some of you guys might even be so tired of hearing everybody talk about gratitude. And yes, I know I'm grateful, but I'm still stuck in this place. If you sit by yourself, give yourself some time, give yourself some space, and write down a few of the things that you are grateful for in your life, then I promise you will feel a little bit better. What happens when you're in a state of gratitude is that you are absolutely incapable of being in any other state. So you can't be grumpy, you can't feel lonely, you can't be sad when you're in a place of gratitude. So try it out, comment below, let me know what you're grateful for. I want to know. Love you guys so much. Thanks for joining me. Bye.